You are listening to DC On Screen.
Welcome into DC On Screen. I am your host, David C. Roberson. This is my co-host, Jason Goss.
Hello.
We have watched Peacemaker 203, another Rick up my sleeve.
Have watched and watching in the background while we talk. Whatever.
You're watching it in the background while you talk. Mm-hmm. I'm solely focused on my notes.
Yeah. You are not in the habit of letting it play in the background while we do these.
Motherfucker, I get distracted. I am like, I will get lost to the screen.
Mm-hmm. Who are you? What now? Mm-hmm. What are we doing? Episode? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, exactly. It's very easy. I understand.
Exactly. So, I don't know what to think of this episode completely. It is a little short. It is 32 minutes long.
Yeah.
I wanted more, obviously.
Sure. I feel like it's this is a getting us there kind of episode. A lot of mechanics, a lot of stuff that had to happen.
A little bit. But I started thinking
like there's a 15-minute scene that would have been, I guess, too long to do, maybe.
Mm-hmm. I was telling you before we started the show, I sort of like didn't have a huge amount. I love the show, love the episode, it's great. But I was going, I don't know what there is necessarily to talk about. But then I started thinking of some stuff. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then in my travels, just kind of floating around online, I kind of saw a couple people saying a few things, and I went, wait a minute. And then that unlocked some shit. So let's talk about this thing.
Alrighty.
First of all, we've got Rick Flag Jr. coming back, Joel Kinnaman. Mm-hmm. And, you watched.
Much to your delight.
It is to my delight. And you know what? Like, you listened to the official podcast about this episode. I have not. So feel free to let me know how off base I am on some of this stuff.
Oh, that sounds fun.
It does.
Yeah.
So we got Rick Flag, and this was 3 years ago, right before the events of the DCU's version of the Suicide Squad, I'll say. Mm-hmm. He's sleeping with Harcourt behind June Moon's back, by the way.
Yeah, which sounds as dangerous as they describe.
But it's funny because, like, I've seen a lot of people online saying, like, this makes Suicide Squad canon. No, it doesn't.
No.
Because at the end of that movie, the Enchantress was no longer inside of June Moon. They killed Enchantress, and June was just human at the end of that.
Yeah.
So his little statement about, like, making her, like, snap into the Enchantress bullshit. Nah, something else happened. Something else happened, y'all.
Yeah.
But it did make me laugh, though. I'm like, would it? And I got people mad at me on threads. So I said it would be hilarious. It would be hilarious if Gunn actually released the Ayer cut, but like made it DCU. Like if he went and been like, all right, so here, we're gonna reshoot some Leto scenes. You get to keep the rest.
Yeah. They normally do it's not as black and white on this one. They normally do like a pretty a more deliberate kind of like, this is canon, this is not canon. And it's they sort of slipped it in here and there, what is and isn't. Mm-hmm. It's not as easy of a breakdown. Yeah, like Enchantress is still going to be sitting there kind of right on the border. She's clearly here and powerful. Like it's Enchantress that he's dating. Mm-hmm. That he is dating when he heads to Court of Maltese to die.
Yep.
Officially dating, I guess, because he's clearly dating his best friend as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't really know where that leaves us exactly. I mean, I think if anything, really genuinely, it's just more of a reference to the fact that she's still in play. I don't think it necessarily pins us down one way or the other on what's happening with her, though.
Yeah, she could be a different actress. Yeah. It might not be Cara Delevingne.
Yeah. Which would be a shame. She was not
Gunn,
problematic at all in that movie.
Gunn didn't talk about any of that?
Not to my recollection.
Okay. I'll go back.
Not specifically that.
All right. So, yeah, we got that. He and Harcourt were best friends and fuck buddies. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So, which means, I know I saw Gunn said that all of the knowledge and all of that, like that was always the intention in season 1, was that Harcourt and Flag were getting down and they had emotional connections.
Right. And he's now thrown in that, like, that's why also Economos seems to struggle with him early on.
Mm-hmm.
was
Like the whole team knows, essentially.
Yeah, he was the odd man out on that piece of knowledge, and kind of still is, really, I guess, maybe. Or maybe that's what happened on the boat.
Oh, I don't know. Like, they're definitely setting up the idea, like, they've been setting up the idea that they had an affair on the boat, or some sort of fling or one-night stand or something.
Yeah, but I keep feeling like the sex is the red herring here.
It might be the red herring, but also, I think they did have sex. But I think Chris still doesn't know that the real reason it can never happen with him and her is because he killed Rick.
Yeah. Now, I may be overthinking the snag there, but you're dead right on that, because I definitely saw Gunn say that with his mouth hole. Not an hour ago. I forget where he was, but yes, he has said that outright. And it fits exactly in with what Adebayo says too. Is because he says that the thing that is like they're great, and she falls in love. He describes it as like after a couple of years, like her defenses are down, and he loves her, or she loves him as his own person, but she'll never be able to see him that way because of Rick Flag.
Mm-hmm.
And it makes sense, because the big, one of the cooler lines in this episode is just at the end of the big Adebayo and her conversation. She her big checkmate on the thing was like, well, does he know that? Like, because, she finally gets to like, okay, so it's never going to happen? Yeah, I don't think you told him then. Like,
mm-hmm.
And they leave it on that beat, which fits exactly what Gunn said here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that means they'll be getting over it, but it does mean that we're going to be talking about that as a major sticking point at some point in these episodes.
Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see.
I just looked up and the closed caption said, "Why are your fingers in my mouth?"
That was great. Dude, me and Bethany laughed so hard when he was like, "Why are your fingers in my mouth?"
Yeah.
That was so good.
Yeah. Their bit this episode was fantastic. Every bit of it. Kind of especially the last scene.
Yeah. And everything with Vigilante was a lot of fun, where he's like, "Why are you changing the subject?" Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like, you're not okay, dude. You're not okay. What was it he said? Like, yeah, I'm a little something because I like spiders or something. Like, I can't remember now. God, I should have written that one down.
I think he says it's a little macabre or something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
That even doesn't feel like the right word. It's just next to the right word though.
That was the word that I kept coming up with and going, "That's not right," too. So.
Yeah, it's not. Damn it! Someone's yelling at us.
Yeah,
but yeah, he. I forget what that. But yeah, like that's his big reveal. But I guess Chris was there for him and heard him out on that.
Yeah. Like, how many people have you killed? Oh, so many.
So many. Why?
Why are you changing the subject?
Yeah. It's beautiful.
By the way, the part that you said, why are your fingers in my mouth? The part that I wrote down was, I'm checking for throw up. That was what I wrote down.
Like, look, just in his own terrible way, great friend. Great friend. You could not imagine anyone in your life more helpful than this man as a friend. Oh my God.
Do you know how fast I would not be friends with someone if they took my pants off while I was sleeping?
Yeah, I understand that. I do completely understand that. But you got to understand, there's a part of me that would wake up and be like, God, that's so weird and very thoughtful though. What the fuck is wrong with you? But like, oh God, your head's in the right spot. Like,
kind of. Just next to the right spot.
Yeah, I am sometimes so fascinated by weirdo behavior like that I will bend my life around it just to observe more. I just, wow, this is fascinating. Yeah, you did it completely wrong, but I want to see every beat with my bare eyes.
Like when he announced that he had cleaned and folded Economist's pants.
With confidence, by the way.
With confidence.
With the certainty that it was not the first time.
There, I was like, oh man, Economist got drunk, probably spilled something on his pants, and took them off. That's why he was laying in the tub. No. That end credits sequence.
Yeah.
Motherfucker took his pants off while he was asleep in the tub.
Yeah. Yeah. And they gave him a light little kiss.
Gave him a little kiss on the forehead.
Yeah. It was adorable.
All right, let's move on over to Chris waking up here and seeing the seeing the time while he's taking a piss and going, "Come on, piss."
Yeah.
I have done that. I have been there. I know exactly what that felt like to realize that you were late. And then it was like, "Oh my God, I'm not pissing enough. I'm not pissing fast enough. Come on, dude."
Yeah. We're on the clock here.
The most I've related to Chris in this entire show was scoffing at the child crying in the car.
The little Macaulay Culkin in the car?
The little kid crying about Peacemaker being awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little blonde-haired, blue-eyed Aryan bastard. By the way, that's a good point.
I thought it was Macaulay Culkin for a second.
Dude, do you know how old Macaulay Culkin is? Like 50.
I'm aware. I thought it was weird that they had done like a weird CG version of him for half a second. Yeah, that was a sign of age.
I'm not crazy. There were no people of color in the alternate reality, right?
Maybe not.
Give it a look when you get there.
I am now. Now I'm looking at the background. We're in the office at the moment.
I mean,
I think there is one black lady by the copier.
Okay.
It's very blurry though.
That's interesting.
Very blurry.
Because I thought
hard maybe on that. That could just be really far away and blurry.
Yeah. Because I had thought it was weird that Eagly attacked Adebayo, right? Mm-hmm. That was from a few episodes ago. And that Eagly, I was like, what was Eagly sensing behind that door that he went to that fucking door? So now I've got a whole theory about how Eagly is an alternate Eagly and always was. And that once he was let inside of that fucking quantum unfolding chamber, he went right to the door that he knows is his home. Because if there's no one in town who is a POC, and like his brother doesn't even know who the fucking Kardashians are.
Yeah.
This is a universe where he and his family are heroes. I bet you anything the Sons of Liberty are good guys in this Earth X. I think it's Earth X, by the way. The Nazi universe, you know?
That would be fun. Well, I mean, probably not. Just because you've just seen something like that by now.
I don't know.
The Nazi part of the Nazi universe tends to show up pretty quickly.
Okay. Yeah, in like the comic, but you know, the truth of the fact is, you know, Nazism, white supremacy, that shit is way more like subtle in a lot of ways, especially when it's like very, very, normal in like communities. That's very normal, man. I tell you what, motherfucker, like I've taken some trips, do some family shit for like, holidays. Some of these small towns, you just like, oh, it's like nice, it's idyllic. Doesn't seem like anything's going on here. And then you start noticing there are no people of color and there are Trump signs everywhere.
Yeah.
And you're like, wait a minute.
Walk into a Stepford town. This is back up slowly. Don't look away. Yeah. Back up slowly toward the car.
Like, at first you think everyone's smiling at you, but then you realize it's that old person grimace. They're like, I don't know. Newcomers in town. Probably fucking liberals.
I looked up a second ago. The microphone's like just over the TV where it is. I just sort of poked my head up a second ago just in time to see a meta duck.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
By the way, Tim Meadows will be the guest on the next episode of their podcast.
That's excellent.
I thought that'd be good news for you.
So what do you think? Any chance of Eagly being racist against Adebayo and trying to get back home to its Nazi dimension?
No. I do think that so? One. I see the insidious little backstory on the back there. I granted its plausibility in the most dry sense, but I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
I just don't feel like that's where we'd go with it for any given reason.
We can
also, puppies don't smile that big in a Nazi universe. Look at there. You just can't.
I did see a lot of people pointing out that there are no people of color, and they were like, even the pets are white.
That is hilariously true, though. I have no idea what's going on with that. I've been watching the background this whole time, and it's dead right. I saw there's one lady by the copier. There's another one that when I got a closer look at her, I think she just had a really great tan.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll let you know if there's an exception. But in the background that I'm in, we're almost to Jerry blowing up right now. So.
Yeah. I'm actually also wondering if
that's a good point. There's a crowd when he gets out, so I'll have more data then.
Yeah, there's what was I about to say? Jesus.
I'm not sure. Sorry.
My brain just fucking poop.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
We can talk about Jerry for a second if you like. That'll let you loop back around.
Oh yeah, I got you. I know what.
All right, go for it.
I think Chris, in the alternate universe, was working with the Sons of Liberty. That's why he was disappearing more and more, according to his brother. He wasn't doing drugs again. He was fucking helping the Sons of Liberty.
Of shit again.
No, I think the Sons of Liberty are the good guys.
Oh, in this universe?
I think in this universe, the Sons of Liberty are the good guys.
Okay, all right. So I think that's an overstretch. Granted, I'll give you the plausibility. It's not impossible.
I'm not saying they're doing the right things. I think they're doing the wrong things for the right reasons. But I want you to take note when he kills that lady in the elevator, not in the elevator, in the stairwell, with that other dude's gun. They took time out to show another Son of Liberty running up and calling her by name and like collapsing and crying beside her. Like these aren't like hard-lined terrorists who have no feelings. These are people who are doing something for a cause, like, and were genuinely heartbroken to see one of their own gunned down. Now,
all right. So here's what I can tell you from the podcast episode that will shine some poor light on the theory. They Gunn specifically talks about how like they're terrorists. Of course they had to die. He's landing squarely on their pieces of shit side of the equation.
Okay.
Now, they joke about how, in the episode, like, oh, Jerry, blah, blah, blah. It's like, yeah, but they all had names. There was Bob and so. They all had a name.
Right.
But I think that was either, I don't know if that was like an on-set joke or not, but apparently all of them had names they went by.
Mm-hmm. Well, terrorists are still terrorists, and they're doing the wrong thing, even if it's for the right reasons.
No, he's definitely, he's definitely in his tone implying that there's no right reasons happening here.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, I mean, look, you take a swing.
Yeah. But I'm saying that's implied with his tone, and then, he could just be fucking with that too. But that's just my read on it. But I would even still have to say, like, cool. If all that's true, there is still the middle ground that I was thinking you were going for. Mm-hmm. Where, like, what if Peacemaker, like, I'm still just a little bit convinced that the Chris Smith that got killed was a douchebag anyway. So yeah, it just won't surprise me if we find out that maybe that is true. Maybe he is running around with the Sons of Liberty or some shit.
Yeah, maybe he is.
And like dicking around and doing some fucking some douchebag stuff. And
yeah,
maybe it won't be as tragic as it could otherwise be when they eventually do find out that he killed their real brother.
Right.
Because, man, every second is borrowed time, right?
Mm-hmm. Can I just say that if we are on Earth X, or if this is some sort of Nazi Earth, if Mr. Gunn is listening, please, G.I. Robot.
Yeah.
As if he could go back and redo it now if he didn't do it, Yeah. But no, clearly this thing is all wrapped up and there's no going back. But man, it'd be great if I saw a live action G.I. Robot. That's really all I'm saying. I'd love to see that.
That would be. And just for fun, that's I don't think I've ever wanted something to be a practical effect more.
Right?
Like that. Don't CGI me that robot. Let's make that robot.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Still looking for any POCs in the background. I'll let you know if anything develops there. Right now, we're still striking out.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's talk about Mr. Langston Fleury.
Although I to be fair, I see a lot of middle ground POC. It's just like it's anyway. It's an interesting thing you've brought up though. Go ahead.
All right, so Mr. Langston Fleury, as played by Tim Meadows, there is
sufferer of bird blindness.
This is not something I came up with. This is a thing that I saw on the internet a lot of, and a lot of people kind of piecing this one together. And I will admit, it has me intrigued. Many people believe that Langston Fleury, Tim Meadows, is Martian Manhunter.
No. Guys, no. But go ahead.
Well, he made the
I'm
comment
going to be
about.
starting from a dubious position, clearly.
He made the comment that Martians have one big eye, which they do in the absolute universe, but not in the Prime universe. So I don't know what to do about that one.
I just read that as he just kind of was getting it wrong.
Yeah. There is a thing though where he is sitting in front of the screen and it does like a green color over him, like an episode or two ago. And a bunch of people were tying that in as in like that's foreshadowing. He's going to be Martian Manhunter. And of course, Martians wouldn't know what the fuck Earth birds look like.
Why? Why would they not?
I don't know.
What? John, no.
They have telepathic powers. They would have telepathic powers. They'd be able to know like, oh, that's an eagle.
You could hear the right word in somebody else's brain if you were confused. Yeah. Plus.
Right?
How do you say John Jones? Or do you just say John? I mean, I know John Jones, and there's like John Jones version, but like,
yeah, I don't.
You don't. Do you ever try the weird, funny version?
I do whatever I feel like doing at the time.
Yeah, pretty much. But he's not a dumbass, is my point. It's a man who sits on the council up in the watchtower, for God's sake. No.
Yeah, no. I have.
No. You can identify an eagle.
So for every. The fact that he brought up the Martian thing, the fact they did the green thing, there are seemingly, I feel like though, more, I'm having fun with it and thinking about it. I'm not convinced, but it is fun to like, be like, oh, okay, why would is the bird blindness thing a cover? Like, was he just afraid, if he is Martian Manhunter, would he just have been afraid that the rest of his team would see him taken down easily? Because there's no way Martian Manhunter would be taken down by easily.
Well, all right. So here's another thing that's that I've run across on the podcast. I think it was in a previous episode though. Was Gunn seemed to describe it as he knows someone with face blindness, and just kind of knows how odd that is. And like I think I described it the other day on the show. If anybody doesn't know what it is, but like he thought it was odd anyway. And he just thought, well, wouldn't it be possible / interesting or funny if someone just couldn't do that with birds for some reason? Like I didn't gather from the way he described it that it was all that directed, other than the fact that he knew someone with that and thought it would be funny. Right.
Well, that's great. I mean, I kind of don't want it to be Martian Manhunter, because I just want Tim Meadows to be Tim Meadows. I did hear that he had a really hard time casting this role.
Yeah, he did go into a detailed story about that. Or he said I think he said he looked like 150 or something like that people or some shit. Like, yeah, a lot of attempts. And then he said that he finally at the end was just like, God, I just wish I could get like Tim Meadows or something. And somebody's like, just fucking ask him.
Yeah.
Here we are.
Yeah. And Tim Meadows does a great job. He told me duck.
Yeah. Why would you take advantage of a man's stuff?
Is it funny? Yes.
Incredibly. But
yeah,
cop into the honesty there is fantastic.
Yeah, and that's why like a big part of me does not want this to be a ruse. I just want this to be Langston Fleury. I just want that. I don't want any of the. I don't want to look back on the season and go like, no, he was doing something on purpose here to make. No, I just want it to be. This is just a ridiculous person.
Yeah, no, I don't. I'm not gathering from the tone as they're cackling around this table talking about it that they have any real plan for bird blindness, other than they thought it would be hilarious to do that to us.
Now, I do have questions about Chacos, because we saw Gunn posted that picture of that close-up of the Oreo ripoffs Chacos that are in the DC universe. I am wondering why that was there.
Yeah, that wouldn't just be a mistake. It's not just a whim. I don't know what to do with it either. But so far, we're striking at it. Wasn't Mr. Handsome? Apparently not going to be. Well, I don't think it's going to be. What's his name here? But
Fleury.
Yeah.
Yeah. Line I laughed at most in the episode was from Tim Meadows. You almost got titties killed.
He does it with you almost got titties killed. Like, he's just so serious, man. That's it is. I get why they were like, man, I just wish I could have Tim Meadows do this.
Yeah. All right. By the way, the pencils in the head worse than they were in the trailer. So much worse.
Right. My
so
God.
Much worse.
It's the feeling of the milk carton on your teeth, but my whole body can feel it. It's terrible. Hope to never see that one again. Although the other major death in this was what Joel Kinnaman on the podcast called the malnourished man that died in the hallway or something like that.
The one that got an axe to the head went, what happened?
What happened? I loved that death so much, man.
Yeah, that was
great.
That was great. All right.
I think Joel Kinnaman was like, I felt bad for him. Life clearly was not kind to that guy.
No.
But yeah, just put him out of his misery, man.
My crazier
that looked
is
like a guy who wandered into a terrorist group by accident.
Yeah, he thought, we're gonna go get some beers.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a little fun. Oh, okay. We're gonna blow up some shit. Well, cool, man. Fuck it. I like blowing up some shit.
Yeah, like someone just promised him a trip to rallies after this, and that's all he was really in it for.
Right. Boom. All right. How about this? Alt Rick, man. Alt Rick is some combination of Dwight from The Office and Gareth from the UK Office.
Yeah. He is Dwight squared.
It's like swole Dwight.
Dwerth.
Yeah. Good God.
Yeah, it is. He really is. They kept calling him Mealy Mouth Rick.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even remember what Mealy Mouth meant until they started saying it. I was like, oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, he was. That was glorious, man. The bit over the trash can with that rush, like I told you about that. It's a big problem. Like it's just fun. So fantastic, man.
Mm-hmm.
The two phones.
Yeah, he's ridiculous and terrible.
Yeah, and about to get dumped, probably.
Well,
maybe.
I'm also thinking though, like what could be so bad? Why would Peacemaker not stay with that Harcourt? The grass ain't always greener. I think that's the whole theme of this whole season. Okay. He's gonna get in with her and then realize she's a fucking Nazi.
Maybe.
Like everybody else.
Yeah.
Something real bad's about to be going down over in this other reality, I'm telling you.
I'm dead certain you're right about it, that we're gonna find out that there's some serious underbelly here. I don't believe it will be Nazism, but give it time.
Give it time, it always becomes Nazism.
Yeah. Put anything in a vacuum long enough, it'll Nazi up.
So yeah, stick anything in a vacuum, it eventually heils.
Yeah. Eventually smacks the glass with its right hand.
An apologist will say, he's stimming. He's stimming.
Yeah. Sorry, we tied the jacket wrong.
Mm-hmm. I think that's all I have, man, honestly.
I have a couple of ads.
I'm happy to see Judo Master. I'll say that as well.
Judo Master. Also Rooker.
Yeah, I'm fine with Rooker. I did laugh when he was like, everyone's like shitting on him for being an eagle killer, and he's like, "Oh, come on, man." Yeah.
Well, at the very end, they say, "Yeah, you get to kill this one eagle." He's saying, "And all the eagles in the surrounding area." No, just the one. Oh, that got me. Now, Kinnaman apparently was calling him Captain Cultural Appropriation. Which is beautiful.
That was good.
I think he's not going to be much of a character. I'm getting the feeling of, but he's going to be good for a laugh. I'm liking it.
Bethany saw him and was like, "Why is Willie Nelson hanging out with him?"
Oh God, yeah, yeah.
I said he's just going south of the border, baby. Don't worry about that. You got some taxes to pay off.
Threw a couple extra flavors of necklace on Willie Nelson and tossed him out there. And fed him really well. Finally, I imagine I've always thought of Willie as a pretty skinny dude, but So I think it was HBO or DC was reposting this earlier today, just the screenshot of it. But were you shocked by the explosion?
What explosion?
In the episode. Jerry! Yeah, I think his name was Jerry.
Oh, yeah, in the quad there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say I was shocked. I just kind of went, oh, okay. I was just just watching the show. I was just...
Well, no, I just mean, did they get the startle out of you they were going for?
I don't think they did.
Okay. Now, he specifically asked Joel about it because he wanted. I think that was the goal. Was they were trying to, and I thought it was well done. I mean, the shot goes. It does. I went back and click play again on that one, and sure enough, yeah, it does a lot of. It's wider shots for a second, and they start getting tighter and tighter shots, and then they pull out just a second, right as you start to hear a little stampeding, just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's just the shot gets just wide enough that in the background you see the blurs are going real fast now for some reason, and then they pop out and explosion. I thought it was well done for a startle.
Yeah, it didn't startle me because I was seeing the blurs go by quickly, and I was like, oh, somebody's running for some reason.
Yeah.
Let's put it like this. I am not like the characters of Twisted Metal who will have sex with the whole room burning down around them. I notice shit. I'm like, that guy was running.
You've never had sex with Anthony Mackie. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, maybe you would.
I mean, I wasn't putting the onus completely on Stephanie Beatrice, but...
Maybe in that room you would have made similar decisions, Dave. That's all I'm saying.
I mean... I know me. I'm probably not going to finish anyway.
It's also fair.
I'm incredibly distracted during sex.
It's also fair. I'd probably just count my that would be me as like, you know what? I'm distractible enough as is. We clearly got to relocate, right? Clearly,
right?
Relocate.
Yeah. I don't know that I would have been comfortable trying to start something in there anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
That's too much of a high octane situation. I understand that's some people's thing, but that's just judging it based on what I would do is not a good idea.
I understand.
Anyway.
May I direct you to something if you didn't see it, but I feel like you would have.
Well, let me quickly direct our listeners to Twisted Metal, and now we'll move on and stop talking about it. And what do you got?
Okay. The Peacemaker mixes up your.
Yep, I noticed it.
It killed me.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know everything about how that made it into the show.
Oh, because he clearly is the kind of guy who would mix those up.
Who would mix those up? Yeah, I was kind of hoping on the podcast they would confirm that, like, yeah. We figure Chris is just sort of an average speller,
Yeah, and I'm a grammar Nazi, so that's my Nazism.
Oh
like,
man, I thought about the rest of the episode. I'm glad there wasn't much of the left of the episode, or much of the episode left, because I was thinking about it the whole time.
It made me like him less as a character.
I know.
Like, it actually made me like the character less, y'all.
It really did. I know. That really hurts me a little bit to see, but you're dead right. It did have an effect on me. I just I dislike errors like that when they're because like in a situation like this, you did that on purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Now why? And then if that's the case, are we just okay? So just bad spelling's a character choice. Got you. No problem.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Here I was so proud that he hadn't made Lois Lane a bad speller for no good reason.
Mm-hmm.
And then we might have Chris Smith doing poor in English class.
I mean, there must be recompense. The universe demands some sort of balance,
Yeah, I guess. Can't be that Jack didn't spell correctly, huh?
Like, fine. Lois Lane will be a fine speller.
Yeah.
But I'll take it out of Peacemaker's ass gun.
Yeah. Yeah. Superman's just jealous of me.
And Gun's like, she's got spell check. She has no reason to ask all the time.
Yeah, that would have been... I hadn't even thought about how spell check. I hadn't even thought about that part of the equation. How dumb that would be these days.
Yeah. Of course, I've got a spell check over on Substack that will be like, oh, hey, you spelled that wrong. I'm like, no, I didn't. And then you click on it, and it turns out you hit a different version of it. Mm-hmm. Like you accidentally hit the wrong key or something, so it's spelled wrong initially, and it corrected it. But then it was like, "Hey, man, you sure you don't want to make it a blurb blurb?" Mm-hmm. No, I'm fine with absorb. I just hit the wrong key. Why are you like pointing it out to me now, you piece of shit?
Yeah,
I just want to make sure that you knew that you spelled it wrong. I just didn't want it to be like, "Hey, man, I just changed your shit. You sure you don't want to go back to blurb?"
Yeah. And you're like, thanks. Did I spell douche correctly?
Dick.
Comma, douche.
Dick spell check.
Yeah, dick. So were you getting, also another question there, were you getting nervous at the end? And I don't know if you know this about the next episode, but one last thing from the podcast that I'm passing on, since part of my function this episode has been to pass on information from their podcast.
Okay.
So clearly our Peacemaker, as we know him and love him, has walked into the house. It's a bit of a fuck storm in there.
Mm-hmm.
He's about to find, but interestingly enough, he's about to walk in and find the aftermath of some weird shit, but also be right in the middle of some other math. Mm-hmm. Math is a coming. It's down the street, just like a couple 100 feet away, right?
Sure.
So, what he said on the next episode is that at the beginning of episode 4, we will get the explanation for how the QEDs got into the equation, the doors. How did Peacemaker come to possess one of the most powerful objects in this universe?
Methinks this we'll find out that Eagly is from the other universe.
You think so? Possibly. Now, look, we never did get an explanation for why that eagle went straight for that door. So I'll grant you that there's something else out there with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll stop right before we get to Nazism, though.
Oh, okay.
You're not going to sell me on that one yet.
All right.
I'll leave the door open. Don't worry. For now.
I mean, if you leave the door open, I don't have to peck at it.
Exactly. It's easier on everyone and the paint.
What else we got?
My only remaining note was just that, man, I'm loving these scenes between the brothers. They've done them a couple episodes now, and a couple scenes. They've had 3 or 4 good scenes with just Chris and Keith, and really love it. Like I really enjoyed the back and forth in the kitchen. Like, what are you fucking talking about? Like Chris trying to get what he can out of him, but like Keith not. Like I did like that the show doesn't make Keith a dumbass. He's not glossing over the fact that his brother's acting like a fucking weirdo right now. Like he comes and talks to him later about it. Like, man, you're disappearing lately, and like you're fucking acting weird. The show's not just making me swallow that. We're letting Keith explain that it's weird, and also just watching them. Man, those fucking actors are doing a great job of those scenes, dude.
Mm-hmm.
All the little brotherly love touches and the like, man, you're always going to be my little brother and all that kind of stuff. Fucking killing me this year. Fucking killing me.
Yeah. It's going to suck when Chris has to kill him.
I know.
Because you know that's coming, right?
It's got to.
He's going to have to kill his brother and dad in that universe.
It's got to. Now, that is why I'm secretly, not secretly, kind of rooting for this route where this Chris is a giant douche.
Mm-hmm.
Where like I'm hoping he finds out that other Peacemaker was a bad guy, and they're like sad that their brother's dead, but also maybe I guess he was a bad guy, and I guess I didn't have to do it, so that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm imagining a scenario where Chris Smith gets to keep his family, and that James Gunn's not going to let me do that. So I'm probably very wrong.
I mean, it'd be kind of cool if we got a semi-happy ending.
Yeah, some of that at least. I would really like him to walk out of here with some fucking family. Like something he can call a family. Just as a character, he's done a lot to earn that. I do think Gunn would give us that too.
Well, sure, but, I think his family is the 11th Street Kids.
I know, and he'll get back to that too. But I mean, and I give him this too. Like, it's one thing to do the found family, and yes, 11th Street Kids is family, but he also just never got any real experience of a biological love, like nothing like that. It's hard not to understand that he's extremely distracted by that search right now.
Mm-hmm.
They were all talking about how that little grope on the ear from the previous episode was just,
Yeah, that was rough.
Yeah. That was a, what'd you say? Robert Patrick. That was his invention, by the way. That was his call. Wasn't in the script to do anything necessarily walking away. I think he said wasn't in the script to do anything walking away, and he just thought a light touch like that would be good.
Mm-hmm. Very effective.
Great call.
Yeah, man.
I'm out of my sidebars too.
All right. Well, I think that's it. A bunch of news did drop, so we will, unless things have changed on your end, we'll have a news episode this weekend. Does that sound good for you?
Yeah. There's a
cool
major piece we got to discuss.
Absolutely. A lot of stuff going on.
You want to talk theories and extrapolation?
Ooh, girl.
Get your screwdriver out.
Alrighty. Man, thank you guys so much for listening. And I don't know. Drop us your feedback. DConscreen@gmail.com. And we'll be back soon. Until then, keep some DC on your screen.
Bye.